Welcome to Commander's Daily, everybody. I'm Bob Matthews. This is your one-stop shop for everything going on with the Burgundy and Gold. Don't forget, smash that like and subscribe button so you don't miss an episode of it. Counting down still till rookies report to training camp. It is going to be here next week. And not only that, but the exhibition season starts in 1 month. Yes, that is right. We are less than 32 calendar days away from a real live football game, even if the results don't matter. Let's see. All right, so what are we talking about today? A little bit of fallout from a move that the Detroit Lions made last week. Zidarius Smith is now on the open market, and there are several folks out there who are openly speculating that Smith could be coming to the Commanders. The Bleacher Report's Matt Holder is one of the ones that is writing a story now. Of course, as we know, this is content creation season. We have absolutely no way of knowing if Adam Peters is looking at Zidarius Smith or not, but Smith would be an upgrade at defensive end, obviously. We know the problems and the issues that the Commanders have right now at defensive end. And when you look at Smith's numbers, they're pretty impressive. He's got 26 sacks in the last 3 seasons, coming off a 10-sack year this year. He was down in 2023, but in 2022, had 10 sacks as well, and has been an elite pass rusher almost all of his career. Since hitting his stride in 2018, he has, with the exception of the 2021 year, has posted PFF grades in the mid to high 70s, all the way up into the high 80s. So he is anywhere from starter caliber to elite when you look at the analytics. Would he be an upgrade? Obviously, he would at defensive end. Now, he has, he's been in the league since 2015, so it's not like he's young, but still, these days, as good a shape as folks keep themselves in, if the price is right for Zidarius Smith, I would not be surprised to see him land in Washington. And again, you look at it, they have flipped the paradigm, the Commanders have. Why wouldn't Zidarius Smith want to be in Washington? He can start. He's on a team that's a legitimate contender. And if they can, meet his price tag, seems like it would be a match made in heaven as long as his game translates to the type of system that Joe Witt wants to run this year. We shall see, and we will definitely keep our eye on it. Cam Newton in the news talking about Jaden Daniels. Again, what are people trying to do this time of year? Get clicks, okay? So I would read so little into this, but it is, it's a little, I find it a little humorous. So Cam Newton was on a podcast with Wale the other day. Wale, of course, a diehard Commanders fan, D.C. native. We love him. But here's something. Cam Newton was saying, he's worried about Jaden Daniels being the next RG3, having a sophomore season like Robert Griffin III did. Here's one of the quotes. I have to tip my hat to him for sure. One of the best rookie seasons of all time. I see that same thing happening for Jaden. And being in that community, do you fear that? That's what he asked Wale. I don't know what Cam Newton's looking at to think that Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore season like Robert Griffin III. Number one, Jaden didn't blow his knee out. Number two, Jaden is much more of a student of the game than RG3 ever was. I'm sure that Jaden, especially judging by his physique, spent plenty of time in the weight room this offseason, but he spent just as much, if not more, in the classroom. Cam is also forgetting the fact that Jaden basically ran Cliff Kingsbury's offense. They did not design some sort of a gimmick offense for him in his rookie year. And Jaden's also a lot more of a pocket passer than RG3 ever was. So, Cam, I get it. I understand. You're trying to get clicks here. You're trying to say something provocative. But quite honestly, I hate to say it because God knows you've won more MVPs and played in more Super Bowls than I have, but I think you're completely out of your mind here. There is just no way that Jaden Daniels is going to crash and burn the way RG3 did. Let's face it. he's franchise quarterback, and he's going to be a franchise quarterback for the next decade and more in Washington. It's just the way it is. Everybody needs to get used to it. One player that is getting some smoke, again, in the chattering class these days, but a guy you may want to look out for this year, at least according to Mo Morton of Bleacher Report, is Quan Martin, who he thinks is going to be even better in his third season than he was last year. Quan is one of the few wins that Ron Rivera had in his tenure as head coach and general manager, and I gotta agree with Mo on this one. I think Martin could definitely have a real breakout season this year, and last year really, really strong. I mean, he had a 75.3 passer rating, a 50% completion rating in coverage. That's pretty darn good for a safety. I think, on this one, I tend to agree with Mo. I think that Quan Martin is poised for a big third year. And then the question is just, will the Commanders have enough room under the salary cap to sign him to an extension after this year? But yeah, Quan Martin is definitely one that we got to keep an eye on as we head towards the season. Finally, we do it all the time, but, viewer mail, we like to answer them as often as we can. We appreciate you guys dropping comments in the comment section on the channel. And again, anytime that you'd like to, please do. Topic of uniforms yesterday definitely came up, and folks had plenty to say about it. Let's see, KZH7475 said, the next best thing as far as uniforms is to bring back the logo. I don't care if it doesn't fit the name. The logo will always scream Redskins. The PC police can keep calling them Commanders, but the rest of the world will know better. Yeah, I hear you, KZH. It's just not going to happen. That's just the way it is. The logo is gone and is on nothing but vintage gears from now on. That's just the way it is. Jim Phillips, 2380. Jim, appreciate you dropping a comment as well. He said the uniform should be mostly white for the first month or so because of the heat. Fourth quarter will require a lot of stamina. Need to keep defense off the field as much as possible until the team gets their legs under them. For the long haul, we should expect a lot of close games now that Washington has a target on its back. Jim, you may not be wrong there, but as much of a target as they have on their back also, the good news on that is that entire offense has had a year under Cliff Kingsbury's system, and they are going to be more potent this year as well. Let's see. Mobile here, Revolution 11. They should change the name Warriors or something like that and have the spear on the helmet. Commanders is not a good name and never will be. I agree with you 100%. I always said that the name Commanders to me sounds like the front office got a report from a consultant, not only a report, an executive summary from a consultant that said a plurality of members of the focus group found the name Commanders acceptable. Doesn't inspire a lot, does it? Again, it's going to be quite a few years, and, winning kind of cures everything. I think the longer it goes on, the less of a chance that they change the name. But like I said yesterday, I think they're going to change so much other stuff, or at least try to, that what they hope to do is almost make the name irrelevant. If you bring back enough of the old imagery, I think the thinking is that people will kind of let the nickname slide. Also, if, say, 5 or 6 years from now, Commanders is the nickname of a team that has maybe won a couple of Super Bowls and been in the postseason for 6 or 7 years straight, might make it a little more palatable as well. All right, that's going to do it for us. We got to get on out of here. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. Drop a comment on anything you have heard today. We appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And like the wise man once said, if you're on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.